Have you ever walked into your bathroom thinking everything looks perfectly clean? The sink shining, the floor spotless, the toilet bowl sparkling, only to lift the tank lid and find something so disgusting you instantly want to slam it shut and pretend you never saw it? That thick, slimy, brown-green gunk clinging to the inside of your toilet tank? The mysterious smell you can't quite explain? The floating flakes that make you wonder how long it's been building in there? Most people ignore it because they think it's impossible to clean without scrubbing for hours, calling a plumber, or using harsh chemicals that smell like a science lab. But what if I told you there's one simple trick that can wipe out toilet tank slime permanently? No scrubbing, no complicated tools, and it works even on tanks that are 20 years old. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know a method so effective you'll never have to deal with tank slime again. And once you see what happens inside that tank after this trick, you'll never clean your toilet the old way again. A few months ago, a homeowner in Ohio named Mark thought his toilet was starting to break down. Every time he flushed, the water looked slightly cloudy, and there was a faint musty smell in the bathroom that no amount of cleaning seemed to fix. He scrubbed the bowl, bleached the seat, cleaned the floor, even replaced the toilet bash, but the smell kept coming back. Finally, one weekend, he decided to lift the tank lid, and what he saw made him step back in disbelief. The inside of his tank was coated in thick, slimy residue, with dark streaks running down the sides like something out of a horror movie. He had lived in that house for 12 years and never once cleaned inside the tank. Like most people, he didn't even realize it needed cleaning. And here's the shocking part. That slime doesn't just sit there quietly. It slowly spreads bacteria, affects the smell of your bathroom, and can even reduce flushing power over time. But when Mark discovered this one simple trick, everything changed in less than an hour. And what happened next is exactly what we're going to recreate step by step. Now, before we reveal the main trick, you need to understand why toilet tank slime forms in the first place, because once you see what's actually happening inside that tank, you'll realize why most cleaning methods fail completely. Every time you flush, fresh water enters the tank, but that water isn't as clean as you think. Minerals, bacteria, and tiny particles build up over time, especially in older plumbing systems. Add in warm bathroom temperatures and still water sitting in the tank for hours, and you've basically created the perfect environment for slime and biofilm to grow. And once that slimy layer forms, it sticks to every surface, rubber parts, plastic components, even the walls of the tank, making it almost impossible to remove with regular cleaners. Most people try bleach, vinegar, or scrubbing brushes, but here's the problem. Scrubbing alone doesn't reach the hidden areas, and harsh chemicals can damage the rubber seals inside the tank. That's why the trick you're about to learn is different. It doesn't just clean what you can see, it targets the slime at its source and breaks it down completely. But before we jump into the main method, there's a quick preparation step that makes the entire process 10 times more effective, and almost nobody talks about it. First, turn off the water supply valve behind your toilet. This stops new water from entering the tank. Then flush once to drain most of the water out. You don't need it completely empty, just low enough that you can see the sides of the tank clearly. This step alone allows the cleaning solution to cling directly to the slime instead of getting diluted instantly. Now, here's where things start to get interesting. Instead of reaching for harsh chemicals or expensive cleaning kits, the one trick that works better than anything else uses a simple combination that activates on contact with slime and dissolves it from the inside out. When Mark tried this for the first time, he expected maybe a small improvement. What he got instead was a tank that looked brand new. He poured the mixture in, waited, and within minutes, he noticed something strange happening. The slime wasn't just loosening off the tank walls, it was lifting off the tank walls in sheets. No scrubbing, no scraping, just the solution doing all the work. And the smell? Completely gone. But here's the key detail most people miss. Timing. If you let the solution sit for exactly the right amount of time, it penetrates the biofilm layer and destroys it completely. Too short, and it only cleans the surface. Too long, and you waste product without extra benefit. The sweet spot is what makes this trick permanent instead of temporary. Now, imagine opening your tank after using this method and seeing clear water, spotless walls, and zero slime buildup. That's exactly what we're going to achieve. But we're not stopping at just one trick. I'm also going to show you a few bonus hacks that keep slime from ever coming back. Simple habits that take less than a minute, but can save you from dealing with this mess again for years. One homeowner in Texas started using these maintenance hacks after cleaning her tank once, and 3 years later, she opened it out of curiosity and found it still spotless. That's the power of preventing slime instead of constantly fighting it. And here's something that might surprise you. Many popular toilet tank cleaners actually make slime worse over time. Drop-in tablets, colored cleaners, and heavy bleach use can leave behind residue that feeds bacteria growth. So if you've been using those, don't worry, you're not alone. But once you switch to this method, you'll notice the difference immediately. Clearer water, stronger flush, no hidden odors. And the best part? You won't have to scrub a single thing. Now, as we move into the step-by-step process, pay close attention to the small details because each one plays a role in making this trick work permanently. We're going to start with the exact mixture, the precise timing, and the correct way to let it circulate through the tank system so it cleans not just the visible slime, but the hidden buildup around the flapper and inner components. Once you see how easy this is, you'll wonder why nobody ever told you to clean your toilet tank this way before. And when you finally lift that lid after the process is done and see the results, you might just check every toilet in your house next. So don't skip ahead, because the next step is where the transformation really begins. And what happens inside that tank in the next few minutes is exactly what we're going to recreate step by step. Now here's the moment where everything changes, because what you're about to do is the exact step that turns a slimy, neglected toilet tank into one that looks almost factory new without scrubbing a single inch. Most people think cleaning a toilet tank means getting your hands dirty, using brushes, scraping buildup, and dealing with that awful smell for half an hour. But the one trick you're about to see works quietly, almost invisibly, and yet it attacks the slime at its root so it doesn't just disappear for a few days, it stays gone. So picture this. You've already turned off the water supply and flushed once so the tank water level is lower. You open the lid, and you can clearly see the slime clinging to the walls, maybe dark streaks near the water line, maybe floating particles that look like wet dust or algae. That's the biofilm layer. It forms slowly over months or years, especially in older homes across the United States, where plumbing systems have mineral-heavy water. In places like Florida, Texas, and parts of Ohio, homeowners often notice tank slime faster because warm temperatures and mineral-rich water create the perfect environment for bacteria to multiply. That's exactly what happened to Mark in Ohio. His tank had a thick layer of buildup that looked impossible to remove. He had tried bleach before, and while it made the tank smell strong for a day or two, the slime came back even darker. What he didn't realize is that bleach alone can sometimes harden the outer layer of slime, making it tougher and more resistant. The trick we're using today works differently. It breaks the slime's grip on the tank walls so it releases completely. So here's what you do next, and pay close attention because this step is the heart of the entire method. You're going to use a cleaning solution that activates when it touches the slime and oxygenates the water, lifting the buildup without scrubbing. Slowly pour the solution into the tank, aiming for the back wall and sides rather than dumping it all in one spot. As it hits the surface, you might notice tiny bubbles forming. That bubbling action is what penetrates the slimy layer. It starts loosening the grip that bacteria and mineral deposits have built over time. Now, this is where patience becomes your best tool. Most people pour something in and immediately try to scrub or flush. Don't do that. Let the solution sit. As it sits, it begins working into the hidden crevices, the corners of the tank, around the flapper valve, even inside the small channels where water flows during a flush. These are areas that almost nobody cleans, and they're exactly where slime loves to hide. Mark told me that when he first tried this, he was skeptical. He expected nothing to happen for at least 20 minutes. But within 5 minutes, he noticed something strange. Small flakes started floating to the surface. It looked like the tank was shedding its old layer. He leaned closer, and the slime that had been stuck to the walls for years was slowly peeling away. No scrubbing, no brushing, just the solution doing its work. By the 15-minute mark, the water inside the tank looked cloudy, not because it was dirty, but because the buildup was dissolving into the water. That's exactly what you want. It means the trick is working. Now here's an important detail that makes this method permanent instead of temporary. After letting the solution sit for about 20 to 30 minutes, turn the water supply back on and allow the tank to refill. But don't flush yet. Let the fresh water mix with the solution for another 10 minutes. This circulation helps reach the internal components that are often overlooked: the float, the chain, the flapper seal. These parts can collect slime too, and if you don't clean them, the buildup slowly returns. As the tank refills, you might notice the water becoming clearer. That's a sign that the slime has released from the surfaces and is now suspended in the water. When you finally flush, everything gets carried away in one powerful rinse. And this is the moment most homeowners find shocking. After the flush, you lift the tank lid again and see smooth, clean tank walls. No streaks, no slime, no smell. It's one of those transformations that feels almost too easy. But here's where we go deeper, because if you stop here, the tank will eventually build slime again months down the road. The goal isn't just to clean, it's to keep it clean permanently. That's where the next set of easy hacks comes in. These are simple habits used by maintenance pros in the US who manage apartment buildings and rental properties. They don't have time to scrub dozens of tanks every month, so they rely on preventative tricks that take less than a minute. One of the easiest is a monthly micro-clean. Once a month, add a small amount of the same solution to the tank and let it sit for 10 minutes before flushing. This keeps bacteria from forming a new biofilm layer. It's like resetting the tank before slime has a chance to grow. Another tip is to occasionally leave the tank lid slightly open for a few minutes after cleaning to let moisture escape. Tanks that stay constantly sealed in humid bathrooms can develop slime faster. Even small airflow changes can slow down growth dramatically. There's also a mistake many homeowners make that actually feeds slime without realizing it: using drop-in tank tablets with heavy dyes or thick chemicals. These products often leave behind residue that sticks to tank walls and becomes food for bacteria. If you've been using them, don't panic. You can still use this one trick to reset the tank completely, but once it's clean, switching to lighter maintenance methods keeps it that way. A homeowner in Arizona shared that after cleaning her tank once with this method and avoiding heavy drop-in tank tablets, she went nearly 2 years without seeing any buildup return. That's the difference between constant cleaning and smart prevention. Now, imagine lifting your toilet tank lid months from now and seeing nothing but clear water and smooth porcelain. No smell, no slime, no debris. That's what we're building toward. And in the next part, we're going to reveal a few advanced but still easy hacks that take this to another level. Ways to keep your entire toilet system cleaner, improve flush performance, and even extend the life of the internal parts so you don't have to replace them as often. One of these tricks is used by professional cleaners in California who maintain high-end homes, and it takes less than 2 minutes to do. Another is a quick inspection habit that helps you catch buildup before it ever becomes visible. And there's one surprising household item that, when used correctly, can keep tank water fresher for weeks at a time without damaging components. But the timing and placement of that item matter more than you think, and if you do it wrong, it won't work at all. So in the next section, we're going to walk through those maintenance secrets step by step, and by the time you finish this full process, you'll have a toilet tank that stays clean, odor-free, and slime-free for the long term. And trust me, the next step is where most people realize just how easy it is to keep a tank permanently clean once you know what actually causes the slime to form in the first place. And now, when you think back to that moment at the start of this video, the moment you lift the toilet tank lid and see slime, smell that musty odor, and instantly want to close it again, you realize something important. That problem is no longer yours. You've seen exactly why tank slime forms, how it spreads quietly over months and years, and most importantly, how one simple no-scrub trick can wipe it out completely and keep it from ever coming back. You don't need expensive tools, you don't need a plumber, and you definitely don't need to spend your weekend scrubbing inside a toilet tank. All it takes is using the right method at the right time and letting it do the heavy work for you. Just like Mark in Ohio who thought his toilet was failing, just like the homeowner in Texas who kept fighting that mystery smell, you now know what was really happening inside the tank, and you know how to stop it permanently. The next time you clean your bathroom and everything looks perfect, you won't have that hidden doubt in the back of your mind wondering what's growing inside the tank, because you'll already know it's clean. And once you try this method on one toilet and see the results with your own eyes, don't be surprised if you start checking every tank in your home, because the transformation is that satisfying. If this video helped you even a little, imagine how much easier your cleaning routine is about to become. No more guessing, no more wasted products, no more hidden slime slowly building up where you can't see it. From now on, you've got a system that works fast, works quietly, and works permanently. So here's what I want you to do next. Try this trick once. Follow the simple maintenance steps we talked about, and then come back and tell me what your tank looked like before and after. Because once you see that clear water and spotless tank walls for the first time, you'll understand why so many homeowners are switching to this method and never going back. And if you want more powerful, easy home hacks that save you time, money, and effort, especially the kind most people don't know about, make sure you stay connected, because the next video is going to show you another hidden bathroom cleaning trick that almost nobody uses, but once you see it, you'll never clean the same way again. Until then, keep your home fresh, keep it simple, and remember, sometimes the easiest trick is the one that changes everything.